news as far as the controversy of Pawan Khera being deplaned is concerned, that the deplaning was possibly due to an FIR against the Congress leader. Indigo is speaking to the ground staff that was present there because remember, it was not just the deplaning of Pawan Khera, but there were consequent protests that took place on the tarmac as well. Sources have now revealed to CNN News 18 that the airline had no role in deplaning Pawan Khera or deboarding him. It was the Delhi police, in fact, that had reached the tarmac, and all questions need to be asked of the Delhi police of what exactly transpired. Ridhima, my colleague, now joins us for more on this. Ridhima, what else have you gathered from your sources within Indigo?
Poonam, as you rightly pointed out, this was a 60024 which was supposed to take off from the national capital on its way to Raipur, but before the flight could actually take off, Pawan Khera of the Congress party, in fact, was deplaned. Sources are now telling us that the airline actually had no role as far as the deplaning of Pawan Khera is concerned, because these are questions that are now being raised by the Congress as to why he was deplaned. So the sequence of events, what we've gathered from our sources looks like this, but the police officials were already at the tarmac. They, in fact, had identified Pawan Khera. They wanted Pawan Khera to be deplaned, and after he was deplaned, there was a lot of ruckus that was created by rest of the Congress delegation because they wanted to protest and they wanted to deboard the flight as well, which they eventually did. So all of the rest of the Congress delegation, which included leaders like Randeep Singh Surjewala, Supriya Srinath, the Congress spokesperson, others, all followed Pawan Khera and they deplaned and deboarded the flight on the tarmac as well, and then started protesting at the tarmac, which eventually led to a massive delay. Indigo is still speaking to ground staff to try and understand what was the issue, but sources are also indicating that this could be because of an already existing FIR against Pawan Khera. The flight has already been delayed. But the larger question also is, which is going to be very important to track here, Poonam, is that in a case like this, what happens to the other passengers who in fact have been waiting as the Congress continues to protest? Under this, there are already guidelines that if one particular passenger inconveniences the others, there can be action taken, though nothing has been confirmed by the airline yet. We're still awaiting an official confirmation.
Right, Ridhima. Like you said, what exactly happens to those people who are bearing the brunt of this protest that continues on the tarmac here at the Delhi airport? Do stay on with me. Let's listen into what Pawan Khera and the other Congress leaders had to say after he was deboarded.
मुझे भी नहीं मालूम, मुझे कहा गया आपका सामान दिखवाना है, मैंने कहा मेरे पास कोई सामान है ही नहीं, हैंड बैग है, मुझे नहीं, इस बार आप आइए, कंफ्यूजन है। नीचे आया तो कहा कि आप नहीं जा सकते, अभी डीसीपी आएंगे आपसे मिलने। मुझे खुद नहीं मालूम, पिछले 20 मिनट से डीसीपी की इंतजार कर रहे हैं। क्या नियम है, क्या कानून है, क्यों मुझे रोका जा रहा है, मुझे नहीं मालूम। इंतजार ही कर रहा हूँ डीसीपी साहब की आ जाए फिर देखिए।
हम लोग 6204 इंडिगो की फ्लाइट से दिल्ली से रायपुर जा रहे थे। इस फ्लाइट में मेरे कोलीग पवन खेरा जी मेरे साथ थे, यहाँ पर जीएसओ है, यहाँ पे रणदीप जी है, काफी सारे लोग हम लोग थे कांग्रेस के। और पवन खेरा जी को आकर बोला गया कि इनका बैग कुछ एक्सचेंज हो गया है और इसलिए उनको उतारा जा रहा है। जब ये नीचे उतरे तो यहाँ पे पता चला कि डीसीपी ने इनको डीप्लेन किया है और कोई नोटिस सर्व करने की बात है। हमारा सवाल ये है कि ये किसके ऑर्डर से हो रहा है, क्यों हो रहा है, हमारे महाधिवेशन में ये व्यवधान क्यों डाला जा रहा है और ऐसा पवन जी ने क्या कहा है? अगर पवन जी ने कुछ कहा तो आप कार्रवाई करिए। डीप्लेन आप किस धारा के अंतर्गत कर रहे हैं? और हम लोग तब तक यहाँ खड़े रहेंगे जब तक हम सब लोग फ्लाइट में वापस इंक्लूडिंग पवन खेरा जी बैठ नहीं जाते।
Now, it's been a few hours, a few minutes at least, since that drama unfolded on the tarmac here at the national capital, and that continues. Unfortunately, those people who are the other passengers who are inside that aircraft continue to bear the brunt before Indigo decides what next. My colleague was reporting from on ground there when the Congress leaders decided to deplane along with Pawan Khera and sit there on a dharna right there on the tarmac. Take a look at this report.
दिल्ली एयरपोर्ट पर कांग्रेस के नेता हंगामा कर रहे हैं, नारेबाजी कर रहे हैं। उसकी वजह यह है कि पवन खेड़ा को डिबोर्ड किया गया है, ये कह के कि पुलिस आपको नोटिस सर्व करने आ रही है। इसी फ्लाइट में पवन खेड़ा बोर्डिंग कर चुके थे। कांग्रेस के तमाम नेता यहाँ पर आपको दिखाई दे रहे हैं, लेकिन उसके बाद उनको सामान पहचानने की बात कह के नीचे उतारा गया। फिर पुलिस यहाँ पर आई है और पुलिस पवन खेड़ा के साथ देखिए इस वक्त बातचीत कर रही है, चर्चा कर रही है। यहाँ पर अगर आपको मैं तस्वीरें दिखा सकूं, देखिए यहाँ पर पुलिस है सादी वर्दी में और एक वर्दीधारी पुलिसकर्मी भी यहाँ पर आया उनको नोटिस सर्व करने। पवन खेड़ा यहाँ पर दिखाई दे रहे हैं आपको। और ये जो ग्राउंड स्टाफ है वो चारों तरफ आपको नजर आ रहा होगा। फिलहाल जो फ्लाइट है वो यहाँ पर खड़ी है, तमाम जो यात्री हैं वो नीचे उतर चुके हैं, कांग्रेस के नेता नारेबाजी कर रहे हैं और इस वक्त आलम यह है कि दिल्ली से रायपुर जा रही फ्लाइट अपनी जगह पर खड़ी है और नहीं जा पा रही है।
News coming in now, and Indigo, which is the airline, has now issued a statement. They have come out and confirmed that one of the passengers was deplaned. They haven't named Pawan Khera, but we do know the Congress has confirmed that it was Pawan Khera who was deplaned from that flight from Delhi to Raipur. The flight is delayed, is what Indigo has now come out and confirmed. Ridhima, my colleague, joining us for more details. Now, Ridhima, even as Indigo has issued this statement, if you could put this in perspective for our viewers, when exactly this flight was scheduled to leave and how long has it been since the other passengers have already been waiting for?
Poonam, as you rightly pointed out, now an official statement coming in from Indigo. It's been a couple of hours since the flight was originally supposed to take off and has now been delayed. This is the confirmation that's coming in from Indigo. Indigo is saying they're now in the process of putting the flights together and taking off, but they're still waiting a clearance as far as the ATC is concerned. But as far as the statement is concerned, as you rightly pointed out, they haven't named Pawan Khera, but this is in fact being confirmed by the Congress. This in fact confirms what we were putting out for our viewers a short while ago as far as what the sequence of events looks like. Pawan Khera and the other Congress delegation had cleared security. They were seated in the plane about to take off when there were police officials who wanted Pawan Khera. They identified Pawan Khera and asked him to deplane or deboard. Following this, the other Congress leaders also followed him. This, in fact, has been confirmed in the Indigo statement as well. This, of course, has led to an eventual delay of the flight. As I pointed out earlier, Indigo now is in the process of putting the flights together and waiting for the clearance to take off.
Right, just to put this in perspective for our viewers, the flight was scheduled to depart New Delhi at 11:45 a.m. It's 1:17 as we speak and as we bring this broadcast to you. Even now, that aircraft is still on the tarmac here at the Delhi airport. Protests continue there with Congress leaders who are travelling with Pawan Khera sitting on the tarmac protesting. Pawan Khera himself was waiting for the Delhi police to come and question him because that is the reason why he was deplaned. Remember, this comes at a time when 2 FIRs have been registered against Pawan Khera over the comments that he had made about Prime Minister Modi's father. Congress claims that this is the BJP using tactics because they are rattled by the Congress party. Even as that political drama and that dharna continues on the tarmac at the Delhi's IGI airport, there are several other passengers on board that Delhi-Raipur flight who have been waiting patiently for an hour and a half, at least, waiting, not knowing what happens next. Ridhima, now Indigo has come out and said that they regret the inconvenience that has been caused. But do we have any inkling of when this flight will eventually take off?
I've spoken to a few people in the airline, Poonam, and this is exactly what they're saying. They're choosing their words very carefully at this point. We do know the flight was supposed to take off 15 minutes before 12, that's at 11:45 a.m., but we still don't have a clearance is what they're saying. They're still trying to put all the passengers in place and they're still waiting a clearance from the police as well. Because as we pointed out, what happened is it's not just Pawan Khera who in fact deboarded the plane or was asked to deboard. The other Congress delegation also deboarded and they refused to get back into the flight till the time that answers as to what is happening with Pawan Khera. So the airline is saying they're still awaiting clarity on that line as officials are concerned, and that's why the flight is still at the tarmac. As we go back to what we were discussing earlier, this is going to result in a lot of delay for the other passengers who possibly had business or work trips to do as far as Raipur is concerned. But the flight currently is still at the tarmac, is delayed. The airline says they're awaiting a clearance to take off.
Yes, do stay on with me. Congress's Manikam Tagore is with us.